Whereas for them, the family is not as important as, for example, career or life purpose or their social realization. The dreams are a very tricky thing because, of course, you need to know whether the dream is truly yours. They are so busy, so tired, so frustrated that they're running like a horse on a racetrack, and they don't see anything around them. They just see next 10 meters in front, and they just keep running and running and running. And when I ask people, where are you going? What's your destination? What's your dream? They have no idea. All women are choosing only successful, rich, and fit men. That is the reason why the politics is so skewed and so wrong these days, because a lot of people think if many people say so, it must be true. The world has interesting methods of testing you and seeing whether you're really following your dream. Hello everyone. Hi guys. Welcome to my Worth on Earth coaching space. My name is Marina. If you are new to this channel, welcome. I'm talking here about personal development, spiritual growth, life purpose, and a lot of related topics related to mindfulness and our development. Welcome everyone. So today is the second part of this video. Last time I said that I decided to split this information in two parts, so it's a little bit easier for you to receive it. If you want to watch the part one of this video, please find it in the description box below. If you're interested to get more resources for your personal development, for mindful career building, please subscribe to my newsletter, and you will be also receiving a small bonus and a gift from me when you subscribe. And yeah, with this, let's get rolling. So now that we discussed the definition, let's talk about specifically success for you. Because of course, it's really nice when we're talking about successful life in very theoretical terms, but then you're watching it and thinking, yeah, but what's in it for me? What is my successful life? I have my own opinion and definition of that. So let's look into this as well. What are the components of your successful life? Of course, there are values that you have created throughout your lifetime. Some of the values you inherited from your society. In different countries around the world, in different regions around the world, the values are slightly different. So some of those values correlate with yours. You adopted them. Majority of the values you, of course, have taken from your family, from your parents, from your siblings, and maybe from your neighboring community. So you're sharing quite a lot with the people that are around you. But then there are also your personal values. And nowadays, these tend to change quite a lot because since we got in the internet and since the world started being so interconnected, we start being exposed to the values from people around the world, and we start thinking, oh, maybe those values are more interesting for me. I would like to adopt them. So if you're living, for example, in Japan and the society is quite reserved, very respectful, maybe you would like to adopt a value of being more outgoing, being more social, to communicate with a lot of people. And even though the value of your immediate surrounding is to be very modest in your communication, you would like to be the opposite. And luckily, right now, the openness of the world allows us to take these decisions for ourselves. So first, look at your personal values. Where do they come from? Are you happy with them? Do you really subscribe to those values? Are they really important for you? Because, for example, what I notice quite a lot, especially in my clients when we talk about the topic of setting the goal, we look at the values and they say, yeah, the family is very important. And when we start digging into that, then we realize that actually the person does not really value the family, but they were told by their own family, by their own elders, that it's important to have a family. Therefore, they do have a family right now, and they spend a lot of resources there. Whereas for them, the family is not as important as, for example, career or life purpose or their social realization. By the way, in parentheses, these values can slightly shift in their priority during the lifetime. So in different life periods, of course, our different values come to the background. Some of them go to the foreground. So be mindful that your values, they largely stay the same. The pool of those values is the same, but some of them are more important than others in different period of your life. So be mindful of that as well, and don't be afraid of changing your values, because you're not really changing them, you are just shifting the priority. So that's fine. And then on top of your values, we of course have your dreams. And dreams, this is something that is very inspiring for you. It's something that you have taken maybe from the books or from the movies or talking to some people, maybe scrolling through some Instagram feed and TikTok, watching YouTube videos. The dreams are a very tricky thing because, of course, you need to know whether the dream is truly yours or the dream is adopted because it has been liked enough times on social media. So there's a lot of work that has to be going into realizing whether your dream is actually yours. And if you want me to record a video on that, I would be super happy to do that, because partially my work as a coach is to help people to realize if their dreams are actually true to them or not. Because as a coach, I can help a person to achieve something, but if that destination is not really truly inspiring for them, what's the point of that, right? It's just a waste of time and energy. So making sure that your destination when you are going is first of all clear for you. This is such a big mistake. A lot of people have no idea where they're going in life. They are so busy, so tired, so frustrated that they're running like a horse on a racetrack, and they don't see anything around them. They just see next 10 meters in front, and they just keep running and running and running. And when I ask people, where are you going? What's your destination? What's your dream? They have no idea. And that is very sad, but that's also very relatable. So don't feel bad if you are in this situation. That's very common, that's very normal, because the world is very noisy. The world is very demanding. So basically everything around us is set up to keep us busy, achieving yet another thing, going through yet another 10 meters. But it's very healthy, and it will be very valuable for you if you take a pause. Maybe you get a consultation with a professional and they help you to realize what is actually your long-term destination. And if you want to get off the horse racetrack and actually ride somewhere into the dawn or sunrise or whatever, you know what I mean. So yes, your destination has to be very clear, and second, it has to be very true to you. And when we talk about the truth of this destination, the truth of your goals, the authenticity of your goal, of course, we have to talk about fake goals, the ones that I just discussed, we take on from the society, because society tells us that they will love us, they will accept us if we achieve those things, which is not true. Society doesn't give a slightest damn about what we achieve or not. Likes have absolutely zero meaning, especially now that we all know how fake it is. But another thing is that I want to talk about is limiting beliefs. Limiting beliefs is a very nasty, pesky thing in our mind. And this is something that we also take on largely from our immediate environment in the early childhood. These are the things that we believe are to be true about the world. And the problem is that the 99% of those things are absolutely not true. And most of them are very dual. There is a dual meaning behind them. So you can believe all women are choosing only successful, rich and fit men. It's a belief, it's not a fact. You can believe that all people of certain religion are wrong. It's not a fact, it's a belief. Belief means that if you think it's true for you, but it does not universally apply the truth to everyone else. And then what happens is that we're living in these bubbles that are defined by our beliefs. And why they're called limiting beliefs? Because they're limiting us in our bubble. They keep us in the comfort zone. And the unfortunate mechanism is that we have a confirmation bias. So everyone around us will largely conform with the same bias, with the same limiting belief. And then we keep each other in check. We keep each other believing in the same things, because it feels like when a lot of people believe in the same that we believe, it's true, whereas it's not. That is the reason why the politics is so skewed and so wrong these days, because a lot of people think if many people say so, it must be true. It's a bias. And there are a few logical biases that are worth studying. If you're curious, absolutely, please Google that. It's very curious how we conform with things that we believe to be true, just because there are certain criteria for the statement to comply with the rules when we consider something true. So limiting beliefs, that's another thing that is redirecting our dreams, goals, and success in life into the wrong, for us, direction. So after we have discussed about the definition, about your personal definition of success, let's talk about the next step. The next step is to make a plan. Of course, you need to understand how you're going to reach your success in life. You have your goal, you have the dream in front of you. You have to make a plan on how you're going to get there, because It's completely impossible to hit a target randomly. I mean, of course, there is like one chance out of, I don't know, a million, 10 million, billion. You can hit your target randomly, but the chances of that are very small. And I'm the kind of person that likes achieving my goals. I like getting what I want, so I prefer to increase my odds at getting there. And when I have identified a goal, I have checked whether this goal is true to me, whether it makes sense to me, whether I'm not limiting myself with something. I create a step-by-step plan. How am I going to do that? And how do you create a plan? Well, first of all, you research how other people achieve that goal. But second thing is very tricky, very subtle, but this is the key to achieving your goal in the most beautiful, fastest, simplest, most organic, and most wholesome way for you is to develop your intuition. What is an intuition? Intuition is this feeling inside of you that something is true or not. And different people have different ways of using intuition. Some people feel it in their guts. So they say, like, I have a gut feeling. They have like this butterflies in their stomach or any other metaphors that relate to feeling inside of you, whether something is true or not. Some people feel the shivers on their skin. Some people have the inner knowing that something feels right or wrong. Some people feel it emotionally. They feel really excited. They feel uplifted when they think about something, whether they feel very down, demotivated, upset and sad when they think about something else. So developing your intuition is the key crucial skill that you can develop in your life. If you have no intuition, if you rely only on rational information that you see in front of you, you are missing out on so many ways of achieving your goals faster. And I know that it sounds almost, frustrating. Like, how am I supposed to achieve anything if there isn't information that I don't know? And it is frustrating, and that's the part of the fun of our life, is that we are supposed to use many different methods, modes, skills, and tools to achieve what we want, to be successful. So developing your intuition is arguably one of the most crucial skills that you can ever develop. How to develop your intuition? There is a plethora of knowledge. There is a lot of information out there, but I will give you only one suggestion. You have to train by yourself. You have to figure out how it works for you. I spent over 15 years developing my intuition, learning how it works for me. I read a lot of literature. I spoke to many people. I researched a lot. I tried. So now I know what works for me. And guys, there is no better method than just trying it out for yourself. But when you are trying, there will be a few very important components in how do you actually learn your intuition, and when you are just shooting randomly at certain different facts and trying to make sense out of it. No, of course, there is a methodology how you develop your intuition and how do you get the confirmation whether your intuitive feeling and knowledge is correct. So you should train that properly, but still the most important point is to practice it and to train. And lastly, I will talk about the important components and criteria on your path to your success. First of all, be humble. Don't expect fast results. Don't expect that the world will start giving you everything immediately when you're following your true path. The world has interesting methods of testing you and seeing whether you're really following your dream. The world will be very curious. Seems like you want that. But let's see if you're really, really, really into that. If you are willing to sacrifice time, attention, energy, hard work in order to achieve that stuff. It's like, a lot of people start recording YouTube and they just want to get famous. They think that, okay, if I have X amount of subscribers, I can sell them my products, so I get rich, so I finally get out of financial debt, so I can finally take my family and live in the other city. So your real goal is not actually to develop a YouTube channel. It's just a means to the goal. And the world will test you. Okay, you get no subscribers for the first half a year. Are you still willing to put in effort to record YouTube videos? No, of course you will be demotivated because you don't see the immediate result in something that is not your true goal. What your true goal is actually to move your family somewhere else. So instead of trying to solve it in a so complex, very lengthy way, why don't you completely change the paradigm and you start achieving that goal directly, right? So be humble, be patient with the results. Be authentic as much as possible, and the topic of authenticity is also very, very important these days. A lot of people find that they're wearing masks, that they are doing something that they were told to do that will make them happy, but they're not getting any happier. So authenticity is a big one here as well. Another advice, which is, it sounds very simple and it's very deceiving how simple it sounds. So a lot of people will be tempted to just discard it as like, yeah, of course, that's obvious. But please hear me out. It's crucial that you hear it. Go towards your fears. This is, if you take away just one thing out of this whole video, out of all my work, all my content, ever, we never see each other again, please remember and hear this out. In order to achieve your success, to achieve your life purpose, you have to do only this one thing, and it's going towards your fears. Whatever you're afraid of, like really afraid, and you have this feeling that, whoa, there's something for me there, but they're so scary to do it. Go there. This is the greatest treasure you can uncover in your life, and this will be the greatest gift that you can get in your life out of everything that you do. When you overcome a fear, it always has a gift, a very big gift and a very big treasure. And a lot of people find out that their life purpose is actually in overcoming certain fears. So please take it with you today. Go towards your fears. And then lastly, I will say another very big advice and more of an encouragement for you. Never settle for less. Please never settle for less. Never stop searching, never start going, never start pushing. You can have such a beautiful, incredible, prosperous, fulfilling, enriched life. And people settle for so little in their life because they're tired, they don't get enough energy. By the way, in order to get a lot of energy, we need to do so much more than just eating and sleeping, and so much more, not in the sense that we have to do more things, but there are so many resources that we can uncover for energy to achieve our goal. And I will talk about it probably in the next videos if you want, because it's a very esoteric topic. Where do we get energy to achieve the goals that we have, and when do we get those goals actually? Who is our sponsor and investor energetically in order to achieve certain goals? That would be a really cool video. But here I will just mention that please do not agree for something less. I know so many of us are having a lot of self-judgment. We don't accept ourselves, we don't accept our bodies, we don't accept the people around us, we don't accept our home, our country, our government, we don't accept our job, and we don't accept the amount of money that we have, our health. We reject so many things. And please, first, refer back to my first advice. Be humble, be very patient, but also, strive for more. There is so much more for you in this life, and your success is much more rich than you can imagine if you think about it from the conventional perspective. So yes, guys, that was it for today. Please let me know in the comments if your definition of success has changed after watching this video. If maybe you want to shift from a bit more conventional definition of success to your personal one. I would be very happy to share any advice on your path, so let me know. Like this video if you find this information useful for you. It will help more people to discover this information as well and improve their life. Subscribe, of course, to receive new videos, and share it with anyone who might benefit from it as well. And guys, I'm very excited for your feedback. You started communicating with me, and I couldn't be more grateful to receive your feedback, guys. I will see you next time, guys. All the best, and bye.